Welcome. This is a continuation of previous lectures. So in the last lecture, we have studied the constraint motion problem, and in that previous one, we have studied the mass pulley system. So today I am going to start with few problems on mass pulley systems that are good to know. So the first problem is this is a problem where two masses, mass m and 2m, are hanging with a pulley, and the distance between them is 2h. So this is problem where two masses of mass m and 2m are hanging with a pulley, and the distance between them is 2h, and consider that the initial velocity of mass 2m was 0, so the mass m was also 0, and the motion starts, and then you have to find first the time at which they cross each other, and velocity at that point at that point. So this is a problem, and it is not very tough problem, so I will start it from here. We have seen the acceleration of these blocks was given by m1 minus m2 by m1 plus m2 times g. We have discussed and derived this formula in the previous two lectures. So the mass of m1 is twice of m minus m divided by this is 2m plus m times g. So this is 1 by 3 times g. See, the acceleration is constant. If the acceleration is constant, then in the in the second lecture where we have discussed that if acceleration is constant, then the equation of motions can be used directly. So using equations of motion. See, this is the acceleration of these blocks. When the motion starts, this block will go up with the acceleration a, and this block will go down with the acceleration a. So here each block has to travel a distance of h by 2. Suppose this block came from here to here, this distance is h by 2. In the same time, this block will also move from distance here h by 2. So for a one system, for one body, the distance traveled should be h by 2. So using equations of motion, that is s is equal to ut plus half a time t square. So s is your distance travel, so that is h by 2. Initial velocity is 0 into t plus half into acceleration is 1 by 3 times g into t square. So from here simply calculation you will get 2. Your time is equal to under root of 3h by g. So this is a time after the motion starts where the both masses will meet. Okay. So and the second problem was what should be the velocity. Since the acceleration is constant, we can use the first equation of motion that tells v is equal to u plus at. So initial velocity is 0 and acceleration is 1 by 3 times g, and the time taken for this motion is under root 3h by g. So from here you will get under root this is h g by 3. So this will be the velocity when they will crossing each other. The problem is not very difficult, but just an idea that you should remember these formulas, that acceleration is given by this formula, so that you can just easily get these equations. If you don't remember, then you have to derive this equation for acceleration and then you will use the equation. So it is better to remember them. And now we are going to discover now we are going to solve one more problem based on these simple equations. So the next problem is next problem is this, where there are three masses connected in a single string and there is a fixed pulley. I will guarantee you that you all have solved this problem before also, and I am not going to solve this problem here completely, but my the main idea of mine is to introduce you the concepts so that you can minimize your time to solve these types of problem and how quickly you can solve it. See, I know you if there are three questions and three unknowns given to you, then you can solve them quickly. So my idea and my aim is to introduce you the concepts and the problems. So I'm not going to solve it full, but I will introduce you the three equations and unknowns and see how quickly I will do. And the question is same, that you have to find the acceleration. You have to find the acceleration of each block and the tension in the strings. Okay, and the tension. So first part is your acceleration is equal to what, and second part is your tensions is equal to what. So let us have the solution of this problem very quickly. First, let us write the tension in each string. So let us suppose that this tension is T in this string. The, the same tension T will be also in this string, and in this string the tension will be different. So let us assume that this tension is T prime, this is T and T. So now let us have the free body diagram and equations of motion, and I'm calling these bodies as A, B and C. So from free body diagram, this is for block C. For block C, you can see there is block C having mass mg downwards and tension T, and I'm assuming that this have an acceleration a downward and this have an acceleration a upward. So it has an overall acceleration is a. So from here the equations of motion is T minus mg is equal to mass times acceleration. So this is your first equation. And for second, let us write for block A. So see, for block A, there is a tension T in upward direction. There will be a mass that is 3 times mg in the downward direction. And in the same direction, there will be another tension T prime. So in the same direction, there is a tension T prime. And the overall acceleration is going in this direction. This is A. So writing the equations of motions, 3 times 3 mg plus t prime minus t is equal to 3m times acceleration. So this is your one more equations of motion for block A. Then for block C, sorry, for block AB, this is your B for block B. So this is simple, mass 2 mg downward acting, tension T prime in the upward direction and the acceleration A. So this is 2 mg minus T prime is equal to 2 mass into A. See, now we have the number of equations is 3. 3 equations and the unknowns are T, A, T prime. 3 equations and 3 unknowns, you can solve it easily. But if you consider, see, how can I get the acceleration as in a very quick manner? Simple, consider that this system is considered of mass, so it has a total and overall mass of 5 times m. So you know the formula for two body problems. So simply the acceleration will be m2 minus m1 by m1 plus m2 times g, what we have considered above. So m2 is 5m minus m, it is 4m divided by 6m times g. So this is 2 by 3 times g. See how quickly I have arrived the acceleration of these two blocks. Now put the substitute the acceleration in all the above equations and you just have to find the value of t and t prime. So in this way, if you have three masses, then you can consider as two masses which are on the same string. You can consider that it has a single mass of 5m and you can just calculate the acceleration. Then you have not to substitute these above two equations and you can simply put a, that is a constant, 2 by 3g, and find out the value of t and t prime. So this was one more questions, and here the idea was you to introduce how to use this equation, that acceleration is this mass difference divided multiplied by g was sum of masses. So this was one way where you can use to find the accelerations. So I think we have did a lot of problems on this mass pulley system, so we should move on next concept. So I have introduced this in the second lecture where we have discussed Newton's laws of motion. So today we are going to study the terminal velocity concept and see few of the examples, and it is considered as the important topic in JAM and for JAM and just examinations, because they usually ask for find the terminal velocity of this problem and that. So you should know what is terminal velocity. So let me introduce it here. So let me write it here. So first we have the statement of this, what is a terminal velocity. So an object attains terminal velocity, and that terminal velocity is a constant velocity. You must remember that is a constant velocity if, sorry, it moves under which types of forces are needed to maintain this type of velocity. So an object attains terminal velocity, that is a constant velocity, if it moves under a constant force. You must remember, if it moves under a constant force and velocity dependent resistive force. See, there is a constant force and there is a resistive force which resists that motion, and it has a velocity dependent terms. So let us have an example to clarify this statement. So consider I have a block of mass m, and there is a constant force F is applied on it, and the instantaneous velocity of this mass is, let's say it is V, and there is a resistive force acting in the opposite direction of the motion, and the motion is going in this direction, and the magnitude of this resistive force, let us say it is k times velocity, because it should have a velocity dependent resistive force. So k is any constant and v is your instantaneous velocity of that particle. So your kv is the resistive force. So at terminal velocity, I have introduced in the second lecture, at terminal velocity, net force is equal to 0. F net force on the system is 0. So here net force is for F minus kV. This is equal to 0. So the terminal velocity V terminal is equal to F by K. So this was a problem where, so this was a example of that terminal velocity. So let us have one more example to clarify this concept, because you might have, you might know all these things. There's my job is to introduce you more concepts where these are applicable. So let us have an example number 2 to study the terminal velocity concept. So this problem is related to an EMF induced in a circuit and force. So suppose there is a this type of combination. Let me draw it here. There is a infinite wire having resistance R at some point, and there is a conducting wire. So let me draw it here. So it is a conducting wire which can slide, or this is a sliding wire which can slide on these two uh, parallel wires, and there is a magnetic field that is in upward directions to this block, and the length of this wire is L. So if you have not studied the electrodynamics part, no problem. I will just introduce you how this is happening. So there is a motion. When the flux changes, the EMF is generated on the two ends of this wire L. So when the EMF is generated, there is a force acting in this direction, that is force, and the magnitude of that force is given by V B square L square by R. See, this is a velocity dependent force, so it is a resistive force. As in the previous problem, there is a constant force F which is moving in the forward direction, so that the flux inside this loop changes, and there is a EMF generated, due to which there is a force, and this force, let me write, is at FOPP, means opposite direction force, or which the force which opposite So when in this problem, if you have to find the terminal velocity, so at terminal velocity, you must remember that net force is zero. This formula I have written from the electrodynamics problem, so you don't worry about that. You will study it later. So the net force on this problem is F minus F opposite. So if it is this is equal to zero, then the terminal you can find the terminal velocity. So from here you can find that V terminal velocity is F times R by V square L square. So you can see there are various problems you will find in previous year papers of JAM and JEST and TFR where the terminal velocity was to be find out. So this was all about today. So today's aim was to introduce the concept of terminal velocity and solve some problems, how to use the equations, how to use the formulas for the Pulley pass system. So in the next lecture, I'm trying to give you some examples on spring mass system where you will find the omega, that is the frequency of oscillation of that system, and we'll introduce you some concepts on normal coordinates, what are those and how to find out those coordinates, small oscillations and all that. So it will be very easy over there to understand the normal concept. So my idea in the next lecture, I will introduce you all these things. So if you have not liked and subscribed the channel, so go and subscribe the channel for latest update and share it to your friends, and hope you are enjoying these videos, and your valuable comments are always welcome, your queries are always welcome. So feel free to contact, and thank you.